Have you been drinking the same coffee for so long that you can't even taste it anymore? Are you tired of spending $15 on a bag of coffee that you don't even like? Then this coffee show is for you. Welcome back to the Bracketology of Coffee, Season 5, Round 6. This season does not have a theme, but the winner will be moving on to Season 6, where winners from the first 5 seasons will battle it out to see who's best of the best. Let me introduce today's competitors. First up, we have the Starbucks Blonde Sunrise Blend. The origin is Latin America. This 12-ounce bag goes for $7.29. It's a light roast, and they ranked number 2 in my brackets. They are going up against illy. This is their Classico. The origin is unknown, but it is a blend of 9 Arabica coffees. This 8.8 ounce container goes for $14.98. It's a medium roast, and they ranked number 3 in my brackets. Let me explain how this competition works. The coffees are prepared in a French press. The recipe I use is 1 tablespoon of coffee grounds for every 5 ounces of water. The coffees are steeped for 4 minutes. The competition consists of 2 halves. The first half, I drink the coffees black, fresh out of the French press, and in the second half, I add some cream. I score each round out of 100, allowing for a maximum possible score of 200 points. Let me get these coffees brewing, and I'll be right back. Alright, coffees are done brewing. Just going to let them cool off for a quick minute. Today is Thanksgiving Day 2020, and today I'm actually coming to you from Pod 23 inside the Cohabit Hotel in Avon, Colorado. If you're not familiar with what a pod hotel is, check out our website. I'll put the website on the screen for you. We are just 3 miles from Beaver Creek Ski Resort and 10 miles from Vail Ski Resort. So if you plan on doing any skiing, this will definitely be the place to stay. Prices are very reasonable, and awesome location here in Avon, Colorado. So, quick note before we get started, 25% of the population is thought to be a super taster. I am not a super taster. I consider myself an average taster. What I look for in coffee is drinkability, something that is smooth and flavorful with a pleasing aftertaste. So the way this works, I'm going to drink the coffees twice. On the first taste, I'm just getting an overview, and on the second taste, I'll give them a score. So, I'm super excited for this round because this is the last round before the finals. So the finals are always awesome because throughout the different seasons I found so many great coffees, and I plan on doing the same thing this season. So let's get this thing started. First up is the Blonde Sunrise Blend from Starbucks. I'm going to drink this twice. First taste, just getting an overview. Yeah, if you know me, you know I love a light roast coffee. Not a huge fan of Starbucks, but they do a very good job with their light roast. So much flavor, very smooth, very drinkable. I really enjoy that coffee. Awesome price point as well. So let me get an overview on this Classico by illy. Quick note about this coffee. It is ground to a fairly fine grind. It's not an espresso grind, but it's a grind so fine that it doesn't work that great in the French press. I used to own a coffee shop, and the grind that they use for this is what I would use for a cone filter. So just be aware of that if you do buy this coffee. If you've got a cone filter, it'll work great. Even if you have a flat bottom filter, it'll probably work great, but it just doesn't work that great in the French press. So I was able to make it work, but it does, you have to press it pretty hard. So let me get a quick overview on this coffee here. Very rich roasted coffee flavor. Not much beyond that. I don't know if that has to do with the fact that it is a little bit of a darker roast. I think they were considered a medium roast, so comparing and contrasting the light roast versus the medium roast, I definitely prefer the light roasts. When you get into dark roasts, I very rarely find a dark roast that I enjoy. But alright, so let's go ahead and get a score on this Blonde Sunrise blend from Starbucks. The coffee's delicious. From the minute I put it in my mouth, you know, run it across my tongue, swallow, still getting flavor as I'm speaking to you right now. I mean, I definitely enjoy this coffee. And the way I kind of score my coffees, so obviously both of these coffees have been in previous rounds and got scores in those rounds, but in this round, it's different because it's two different coffees going head to head, so it's more so about which coffee scores just a little bit higher versus the competitor. So that's why the scores are sometimes different. I consider anything above an 80 to be, you know, pretty great coffee. This Blonde Sunrise blend, I mean, I could just drink that over and over. I think I want to give them a 91 in the first half. Alright, let's move on to this illy Classico. Yeah, I've mentioned this before. My problem with this coffee is the price point. If you do the math on it, I think it comes out to about $27 or $28 a pound. And there's just nothing special about it. It comes in a fancy can, it's got a cool name, fancy price. I think this is, to be honest with you, this is just a marketing play. I mean, the coffee, even the origin is unknown. It's a blend of 9 coffees, which typically, if they don't, I mean, it's fine if it's a blend of 9 coffees, but which 9 coffees, what are the 9 origins is what I want to know. So, huge, in my mind, this is my 3rd time tasting this coffee. Huge disappointment in my mind. Just overrated. I have a friend that recommended it to me. She was crazy about it. But I think, you know, they do a good job of marketing, but not a great job with their coffee. Kind of annoys me a little bit, to be honest with you, because it's, you know, there are a lot of really great coffees out there that struggle to get shelf space, and then you got this guy that just is like such a mediocre coffee going for $28 a pound. Kind of annoys me. I'm going to give them an 80 in the first half. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and pause the video, add a little bit of cream. We'll be right back for the second half of this competition. Thanks for watching. Alright, we're back for the second half of this competition. I added about a tablespoon of cream to each one of these coffees. Same thing, I'm going to taste them twice. First taste, getting an overview. Second taste, I'll give them a score. And once again, we'll start with the Starbucks Blonde Sunrise blend. The cream enhances that coffee by quite a bit. It's so delicious. I was in Glenwood Springs over the few days ago and stopped into a coffee shop, and the only coffee they were brewing was a dark roast. And oh, it was just really hard to drink. The darker the roast, the less you taste the flavor of the actual bean. And I like to kind of compare it to making a bag of microwave popcorn. You know, if you pop it just perfectly, you taste the popcorn, and if you pop it too long, all you taste is burnt popcorn. So the light roast in this Starbucks is just suits it perfectly. I really, really like that coffee. So, all right, let me get an overview on this hugely disappointing coffee by Illy. You know, this is kind of strange. Almost every coffee that I drink, the cream enhances the flavor of it. And for some reason, I just feel like I've added cream to this coffee and it still tastes very similar to me. Not better, not worse. It's kind of the first time that's happened. Maybe because I'm so kind of annoyed with the fact that they're stealing shelf space from some of these better coffees. But regardless, let's go ahead and move on and get a score on the Starbucks. That's delicious. I really like that coffee. I'm going to give them a 95 in the second half. All right. Let me get a score on this illy Classico. Picked up a little hint of a kind of a pleasing flavor on that one, you know, versus the first half. Still not a huge fan of it. I'm going to give them an 81 in the second half. Trying to be more honest with my opinions. Used to be afraid of hurting people's feelings, but this illy has really, really let me down, especially for the amount of money I spent on it. So, all right, let me go ahead and tally these scores, and we'll be right back to determine a winner and see who's moving on to the finals. Don't go anywhere. We are back to determine a winner in this Season 5, Round 6 competition. First up, we had the Blonde Sunrise Blend from Starbucks. They scored 91 in the first half, 95 in the second half, for a total of 186. Definitely recommend this coffee. I love everything about it. The price point, it's delicious. The light roast makes it just so easy to drink. They went up against the Classico by illy. We'll call this one the marketing play here. They scored an 80 in the first half, 81 in the second half, for a total of 161. No surprise here, I will not be recommending this coffee. Huge disappointment in my mind, not a fan. So, our winner, Season 5, Round 6, the Starbucks Blonde Sunrise Blend. They will be going up against the Breakfast Blend from McCafe. So, that's all I've got for you today. Thanks for watching the Nash Potatoes Coffee Show. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. We will see you next time.